Denox Tech Reviews number 6. Denox Reviews Sakura Wars, So Long My Love. Hey guys, it's Sakura again. I want to ask you guys something. Have any of you guys heard of any of the underrated games out there that could actually be good, but it's not really that popular? At least here in the States that's the case, but I'm not sure in Japan. But today I'm going to be reviewing one of these games, and I really like it a lot. And I really recommend RPG fans to try out Sakura Wars, So Long My Love, which is also known as Sakura Wars 5, but you know, we're going to give full details on this 2-part series right now, so stay tuned right now.
Hello YouTube, this is DenoxSeries speaking once again, and today for the first time in a Denox Tech review, I'm going to be reviewing a console game software. And today I'm going to review a game released for both the PS2 and the Nintendo Wii called Sakura Wars So Long My Love on March 2010, with a PS2 being the only one with the special edition box, also known as Sakura Taisen. That's right, Sakura Taisen 5. This is the 5th installment of the Sakura Wars series in Japan, which was originally released in 2005 only for the PS2, but this is the very first game of its kind that was able to reach the western sign known as America. I wonder why they finally decided to do so. Guess because the publisher, Nippon Ichi Software, was kind enough to do so. This game was developed by Sega itself and has made several games for the series as well. But all those only came in Japan, which I think they get all the awesome stuff. But at least we got this one. Anyways, this game in America seems to be very underappreciated and underrated. And hopefully with this review I can get some of you to try this game out. This game is basically a mix of a dating sim similar to Love Plus and a strategy RPG kinda like Fire Emblem. And this review will be divided into 2 parts, the dating sim part of the game and the battle part of the game. But before explaining any further about it, I'll be explaining how the story begins. This game starts in a cutscene as Shinjiro meets up with Sakura Shinguji, and she tells him to follow her to a secret base that is beneath the Grand Imperial Theater, which then he meets up with Commander Ogami, which he got Taiga assigned to be captain of the New York Combat Renewed Star Division instead of the Imperial Soul Force like originally planned. So he moved from his home country, Japan, all the way to New York. Keep in mind that this takes place in 1928, pretty close to the Great Depression in America, I believe. Once the protagonist, Lieutenant Taiga, or Shinjiro Taiga, arrives to New York City, he then looks around the city and looks very determined, samurai spirit determined.
This is America. This is New York City. This is the place that I have sworn to protect with my very life. All right! Where there's a will, there's a way. The New York Combat Review is waiting for me. I'll make everyone proud.
Then he meets up with Kajama and took him all the way to the Star Division headquarters, when then he also meets up with Ratchet, the captain of Star Division, and Mr. Sunnyside, who is the commander and owner of Lily Lip Theater, where girls who pilot machine known as stars perform in that theater. Now to introduce the 5 girls that you, the protagonist as Shinjiro Taiga, is going to be meeting, fighting alongside, and maybe getting along during the game. Those girls' names are Gemini Sunrise, the cowgirl bounty hunter from Texas, Karen Archer, who works as a lawyer in Harlem, Subaru Kujo, the quiet mysterious Japanese girl, Diana Capris is the sweet caring girl who usually sees the birds outside Central Park, usually on a wheelchair in the beginning, and last but not least is my personal favorite, Rosita Aries, is an 11-year-old bounty hunter with a gold and silver gun who hunts alongside her weasel pet, Nicolo. And no, I'm not a pedal bear. This game is divided by chapter, and it feels like you're in the anime when you go between chapters, cause it will give you a sneak preview on the next chapter and you will be knowing Taiga's and each of the 5 girls' side story within each chapter. So you have to play a long while before meeting all the girls, but each of their stories are very deep, great, and well composed, and their voice acting sure matches the characters well.
Hey, Sunnyside, why's the kid here?
What's your beef? Do you not agree that he'll add a distinct flavor to our combat stew?
One of the problems I do find till now is when someone talks, the background music can be played way too loud that you won't be able to hear very well.
The peace of New York rests on your shoulders. Good luck, Shinji.
The dialogue message in the bottom sure makes up for it. The main objectives in this game is trying to get to know the girls you will be working with in Star Division and create a bond with each of them. And keep in mind that this is very important because depending on how well you get along with any of the Star Division girls, when you go to a battle mode with the stars, you may gain extra attack, defense, move, etc., which I will explain more in details when I go to the battle part. During the adventure mode, as the official game calls it, you may go through the majority of the time through dialogue, and in between all that you will be given a multiple choice of how you're going to respond to it. So pay very close attention to what they say, because you may accidentally say something they don't like and offend them, so this may give you an idea on how girls react in real life situations, and you gotta know how to deal with it and be true to your word. Some of the multiple choice also makes an extra answer appear in the middle and the meter to go up or down depending on what decision you are going to make. Just keep in mind how important your answers affect how strong the girls will be in battle. There are times in the game, day or night, where you'll be able to explore the city to find clues on certain mission you'll probably be in. You may find someone you know hanging around anywhere or at their usual places. You can also take pictures for some clues as well for what you may need as evidence in the story, or just take fun pictures of the girls or other male characters with them. Be sure to take close and clear picture of them so they'll be satisfied with the results. And you'll also be able to purchase pictures at times in Henry's Little Lip store that will be stored in your photo collection, which will be viewed in a place where I will explain later. There are also events where you run into where you have to act quick pretty much and match all the buttons together before the timer runs out, so there's no time to lose. Cutscenes and images of an event may occur during the time as well. And by the way, one warning in the game, please stay away from the hot spring when the girls are in it at all costs. The results will always be bad. So when you are exploring the city, depending on what choices you make, may affect the story and your love status in a different way. You'll have a limited amount of time before the bell rings and you'll be forced to stop exploring. The next part of this review will be on the battle strategy mode of this game, and the extra stuff that comes with it, starting with Shinjiro's friendship condition with the girls and each other. Stay tuned, take care, God bless, and stay cool.
Previously on Denox Tech Reviews, I started reviewing a game which is a combination of a dating sims and strategy RPG type of game. I already covered pretty much all the aspects on the dating sim part of the game. Now it's time to discuss the battle part of the game. Hope you all enjoy, and for those interested, hope it will also get you to buy a new copy of the game in GameStop. Please, more support. I want to see a Sakura Titan 6 in the US in the near future. Tech Reviews number 6.5. Denox reviews Sakura Wars So Long My Love for the PS2 and Wii Part 2 Battle Mode.
Hello YouTube. Sorry I made you wait a few weeks before I continue on the last part of this review, but it's here. The second and final part of this two-part review. Now we start on the condition of the 5 girls from Star Division review. Depends on how much correct and wrong sounds you got during the dating sims part of the game when you answer the multiple choices. The girls may get that much HP, attack, defense, and extra movement. For example, let's say throughout the whole chapter you always answer Rosita Iris correctly. Then you are almost certain to have a highly motivated status on her by the pre-battle options and have tons of stats rising. If it's very motivated, then you did pretty decent with a girl's connection and the stats during battle will somewhat rise decently well. But not motivated will not rise barely any extra stats and their feeling towards you will be pretty cold. And there's also a feelings ranking as well. It basically tells you from which girl that is motivated to you the most to the least motivated girl. And there's also a connection between girls themselves and you, forming a star symbol of the Star Division logo. The wider the lines, the more close they are to each other, and the more damage they will take with their joint attacks. Now enough about this, let's go and fight, and the battle mode is usually always the last part of the chapter. You will be able to go in a miniature robot called Stars, which each have their own different abilities under the ARM system, which stands for Active and Real-Time Machine System. Shinjiro becomes the leader of Star Division after Ratchet met her unfortunate disaster and gave her title to him and entrusting him that he will be able to form the attacks well. Shinjiro Star controls a double samurai blade, while Subaru uses a double fan attack. Karen uses some sort of whip weapon, Rosita uses a double gold and silver gun, Diana uses Hydro Pump, and Gemini uses a samurai blade similar to Shinjiro, but has a fiery addition that is just like Chana in some way. Now this battle usually starts in the ground, and your objective can vary, whether it is to destroy all the enemy robots on the field, or if it's to activate a switch to go to the next platform. Some even has a limited time for you to complete, so the sooner you are familiar with your actual objective, you're fine. Then in the second half of the battle, you usually fight on the air, where you'll have to get used to moving freely up, down, left, and right, and know how to target well. It does become a pain sometimes, but still works like a charm once you get it right. This type of strategy RPG is obviously turn-based, and each of your character takes their turn. Per turn, they are allowed to move the number of space depending on how much the blue gauge can take them. And they are also used for when you perform a normal attack and healing yourself or one of your comrades. Depending on how much portion of blue bars you have on your move gauge, you can attack up to 5 times max at one time, which if executed well, can do some neat combo attacks. As long as you got blue bars on your move gauge, you can perform some other actions in the same turn. You can also activate a super move which is quite powerful and displays an animation of the character's special attack. No music when the super move is executed, and once it's done, you will lose most or all your red power gauge and may skip turns without healing, using joints and such, so be careful when you use it. Joint attack, as I started explaining earlier in this review, is when two characters performs a combination attack. The stronger the motivation is with each other, the more damage it takes. And there's also a couple attacks that performs if both players' red gauges are full, and one of the girls is close to Shinjiro. It will display an animation as if you were watching a love anime for mere seconds, but it sure is interesting to watch all the fight cutscenes of their lovely attack. Once again, the stronger the bond between Shinjiro and the 5-star division girls, the more damage the attack takes. And why is that with joints and couple attacks? Cause this game has no level grinding system at all. That's right, there's no raising level here, and the strength lies within your bond between you and the girls. Not like most leveling up RPGs that I ever known of. There are also commands that permits a star to occasionally move from one area to another depending on the spot you are in. And if the bottom right screen tells you that you can, then go to the command menu, select area move, and there you go. And in case Shinjiro gets in trouble, you could select the protect command and choose one girl to defend you in case the chosen girl or Shinjiro gets attacked. No damage will be taken away from that turn, but remember, you can only use it 3 times per battle. And in case Shinjiro needs assistance and is in trouble, you may select the help me command to summon the selected girl by your side. Next command is the stratagem. It gives you the idea on what stats you should focus on in a specific battle. There are 3 types of stratagem, which are Shin, the battle stratagem, G, a stratagem which focuses on speed, and Tai, which is the defensive stratagem. And the last command we shall explain is the information one. It basically gives you a free look around the battlefield you are in, the information of all the enemies and allies that are currently in it, including its HP, name, etc. So to summarize the whole battle feature, you start off in a ground battle. Once you defeat all the enemies and or complete a certain mission, you go to the sky and fight a big boss, which always involves you little by little by destroying each of the body pieces until you find the core, which once it is destroyed, the whole giant boss explodes. Then after a battle, a picture of a group victory pose of Shinjiro and the 5-star division girls occurs. A small conclusion, and then you go to the next chapter, and that's how it ends. And before finishing with this review, I want to review real quick the free day in New York City option, which you select in the menu when you start the game. This option just simply lets you view all the pictures you have obtained in the game so far, and if you have a list of passwords obtained for the official Sakura Wars website in English, then you'll be able to unlock loads of pictures, ringtones of each of the 5 Star Division girls and other bonus features. My final words of this review: for those who are big fans of RPGs and strategy RPGs to be specific, and also a daily simulator point of view, you will most definitely like this game. This game is full of funny moments and cutscenes that keeps this game interesting even after reading text for a while. Not only that, to unlock all 6 endings of Ratchet, Gemini, Subaru, Karen, Rosita, and Diana, you'll literally have to beat the game 6 times performing different decisions, so it definitely has a high replay value. If you could get around some of the minor music cut flaws and some slowdown, this game is very enjoyable. And the strategy RPG mode sure is a nice mix to this game as well. Fans of mech and robots will find this game interesting. In fact, any samurai fans will also love this game as well. So if you find this game interesting, do try to pick up a copy of this game from your local GameStop or anywhere you buy games, even if it's online. Let's make this game known because it sure deserves so much more credit than it's getting. I bought this game out of curiosity and interest, but I'm glad that I did. Now to conclude this review, I give this game an 8.5 out of 10.